All right, and we're live. All right, so because I had so much fun doing the Slasher Sunday live, I thought I'd do this live because I need to do this right now before August hits in a couple days. We got 2 days now till August, and August is going to have one hell of a month for horror as far as I can see. Now, no one's here yet, but so I'm going to pull up this list of what I have found so far. All right, so August is looking packed, man. A lot of really cool shit and a lot of possible big wins for Shudder again. So Shudder has been murdering it this year for real, like fucking phenomenal. So many great movies. Very exciting, very exciting. And Shudder has yet another ton of movies coming out this August. So here we go. Let's get into this. So we've got Starlight coming out on August 4th. I want to say before we get started, that on, I think it's Friday. I think it's, let me make sure. But there's a new movie coming to Shudder, and supposedly it's getting all of this praise for being this like crazy found footage movie. And I'm having a hard time even remembering what it's called right now, but it's coming out in like 2 days. And it's called, oh God, I'll have to think of it here in a minute. But yeah, it's like, it's really, really soon. But let me think on that and get back to it. So the first film here on August 4th is called Starlight, and it stars Scout Taylor Compton. So anytime that Scout Taylor Compton is in a project, I look forward to it because I really like Scout a lot. And sometimes I watch stuff with her in it, and I'm just like, you deserve so much better than this, Scout. You're so much better than this movie. So the synopsis here is: while skateboarding, a kind-hearted teenager, Dylan, crashes into a beautiful young woman who secretly turns out to be world-famous pop star BB-A Love. Keeping her identity under wraps, Dylan takes BB to his best friend's house for help. While he and his group of friends try to help this mysterious woman, unexplained events begin to occur within the home, and they only intensify when BB's handler, Anton, shows up at the door and demands the teenagers return her immediately. When Dylan refuses, fearing for BB's safety, he unleashes a barrage of dire consequences that turns a fun graduation party into a night of living hell. Now, whether or not, I think that this is supernatural, is from what I can tell. I watched the trailer. Of course, I didn't watch all the trailer because I don't like to spoil it too much for myself, but the production value looks pretty good. And with Scout Taylor Compton in it, I'm definitely checking out. And that's a VOD release. Then 2 days later, on August 6th, which is Thursday, you've got La Llorona. No, not the Conjuring universe one. This is a totally different one. The trailer looks nothing like the Conjuring universe La Llorona, like nothing at all. Check out the trailer. It's an interesting trailer. It didn't feel like a La Llorona film at all. The entire trailer. In fact, so much so that when I pressed play on it, till when it ended, I kept expecting it to be like some other title, and I was gonna be like, I knew it. I knew this wasn't a La Llorona film, but it is. But anyway, so retired General Enrique finally faces trial for the genocidal massacre of thousands of Mayans decades ago, as a horde of angry protesters threatens to invade their opulent home. The woman of the house, his haughty wife, conflicted daughter, and precious granddaughter weigh their responsibilities to shield the erratic, senile Enrique against the devastating truths being publicly revealed and the increasing sense that a wrathful supernatural force is targeting them for his crimes. Meanwhile, much of his family's domestic staff flees, leaving only loyal housekeeper Valerian until a mysterious young indigenous maid arrives. The trailer's the trailer's very different, but this is a Shudder. This is a Shudder exclusive on August 6th, and the trailer definitely had me intrigued. It's not in English. I think it's in Spanish maybe, but real creepy shit, real atmospheric, moody, and I was like, all right, good. This could be another win for Shudder here. We'll see for sure. Next up, same day on a VOD, we've got Shifter. And the synopsis on this is fairly vague. I did watch the trailer and I thought it was pretty good. It's just the synopsis is a young woman experiences painful and gruesome side effects after an experiment with time travel goes wrong. Now, this is in the age where everything's a political agenda to people, and any film that has a gay character or a black character or a female lead or anything is supposedly an agenda and they won't support that fucking garbage. Okay, well, this character is gay from what I can tell, and she has a lover in it. So if that offends you or it makes you think like, oh my God, they're trying to push something down my throat. Characters were gay before 2020, by the way, just in case anyone didn't notice. But anyway, I haven't seen a single comment pop up on my screen. Is that possible? Live chat. There's no, oh no, there is people. Hello, Art, Sean, and okay. Yeah. It didn't give me live chat. What the fuck? It usually does that right off the gate. Okay, whatever. So Shifter, yeah, that's a VOD. Watch the trailer if you want to check out more about it. But yeah, synopsis is fairly vague, and I think that's probably for the best. But time travel, so it's science fiction, and a lot of people don't like science fiction mixed with their horror. I personally love sci-fi horror. I love it. Some of my favorite horror movies of all time and my favorite films of the last like decade are sci-fi horror. There's so many films that really blow me away on first watch is great. Do you live in America? Is Antebellum coming out there? I'm going to see it on the 20th. I do live in America. Antebellum, as of right now, is still on the docket to be released, and that is on this list, but it sure is fucking, and I put it on here. I put a few films on here that aren't going to be released in the United States. There's no way it's going to the theaters here. The theaters are closed. Nothing's happening here. But I did put it on here because I have a lot of people who watch my channel from the UK, Australia. I got a lot of different, places in the globe. So I can't just make this for Americans only, obviously. But I will obviously preface some of these. One of them being right here, Peninsula, the sequel to Train to Busan. Is going to be released on Friday, August 7th, 2020, but of course not here. Now, you're from Wales, that's cool. It will come to Shudder. It's going to be a Shudder exclusive in early 2021. So we will get it early 2021, whether that's January, February, March. I don't know what early means exactly, but I know that I don't think we'll get it till then. Now I'm hoping that we can get it sooner somehow, but I don't see that happening. Maybe they'll drop it on VOD, but if Shudder really wants to capitalize on this, it's such a sought-after movie. I just wish that Shudder would release it, now in August or even on October at fucking least, because that's one of the most anticipated movies of the year in the horror genre. It's definitely one of mine. All right, next up on August 7th as well, this one will be released on VOD in the States. I can't confirm whether or not these will be on VOD in in other countries or not. But some of these I know will be in other countries and will not be here. This one is Blackwater Abyss. Now, Blackwater is a killer crocodile or alligator movie that's fairly realistic. It's definitely one of the better killer gator movies. There's like 3 really great croc movies. And then there's a slew of like decent ones or good ones, and then there's a slew of terrible ones. My favorite being Crawl, then there's Rogue, and then there is Blackwater. Like those are the 3 top tier croc movies, and Blackwater is finally getting a sequel all these years later. Now the trailer, from what I saw, I only watched a bit of it, it looks like The Descent, or even 47 Meters Down Uncaged. where they like drop into a cavern and then it collapses or something, and then there's a croc in there with them. It looks cool. I mean, absolutely nothing like the first one. Nothing like the first one. So if you're a big fan of that one, honestly, movies like this, does it really matter that it's a black water film? It doesn't matter because it has no attachment to the first one. It's like 47 meters down too. It's like, this has no attachment to the first movie, so why does it even need to be called this? It's called this because idiots like me will be like, oh my god, a sequel to Black Water. I have to watch it. Who knows, maybe it'll be connected in some way. It's not going to be connected in any way. So being a Black Water sequel is in name only. But regardless, another Killer Croc movie, and it's a franchise that the first movie, now it's a franchise, is good. So there you go. All right, next up, 7 days later, 1 week later, you've got Spree. And this is on August 14th. This is another VOD release. And it stars Joe Kearley or whatever. I want to say this is the one that's directed by someone. I don't have that written down here, though. I actually want to go back and look this up because I think that this is the one that has, is this the one that has David Arquette in it as well? Let me look this up really quick. Spree. This is, yeah, David Arquette's in it, and the director is Eugene. Okay, I don't know the director. Okay, it's just David Arquette that I saw. I don't know who this guy is. All right, so what does this say? Meet Kurt, a 23-year-old rideshare driver for Spree, who is so desperate for social media attention that he'll stop at nothing to go viral. He comes up with a plan to live stream a rampage as a shortcut to infamy. Coining his evil scheme, #TheLesson, he installs a set of cameras in his car and begins streaming his rides, wildly miscalculating the popularity that would come from this lethal scheme. Kurt's desperation grows as he tries to find a way to overcome the plan's flaws. In the middle of all of this madness, a stand-up comedian with her own viral agenda crosses Kurt's path and becomes the only hope to put a stop to this misguided carnage. Trailer looks pretty good. From what I saw, it looks high octane. It's trying to, you know, be a mile a minute, pun intended. So there you go. Same day on VOD, you have Sputnik. Now this film is in Russian, as it should be, if you guys know what Sputnik is. And this is due to controversial methods. Young Dr. Tatiana something is on the precipice of losing her medical license. Her career may not be over, though. After she's recruited by the military, Tatiana is brought to a secure science research facility to access a very special case. That on Konstantin, some guy's name, a cosmonaut who survived a mysterious space accident and has returned to Earth with a unique condition. There's something living inside of him that only shows itself late at night. The military has nefarious plans for it. Tatiana wants to stop it from killing Konstantin, and the creature itself thrives on destruction. So, you know, what the astronaut's wife. We have a lot of these movies where the dude comes back. Life Force, I want to say. The Incredible Melting Man. Bunch of movies. Life Force, doesn't that happen? They go up and then they find those like space vampires up there. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while since I watched that. Then on Tuesday, August 18th. You've got Open 24 Hours. Now, I did a review on this movie. This is a slasher film. I wasn't big on it. To be honest, you can watch my full review on it if you want a synopsis and all of that. But a lot of you should know that this is coming out. I got a comment. What was it? You're still waiting on Antlers. Yes, me too. Just got done watching the Fear Footage 2 review. Now, fuck it. We'll do it live. Kevin, man, have you watched Fear Footage 2? Because I've been talking about it since I watched it. If the acting was good in that movie, it'd be one of the best fucking found footage movies I've ever watched. I really loved it. Like, I seriously liked it so much, but the acting is terrible. And I'm just like, oh man, like if the acting was good in this, if the acting was good in this. Yeah, it's a shame, but it honestly doesn't even hurt the movie that much for me. I still loved it, regardless, and I'm telling everyone to watch it who's a found footage fan. Anyways, same day, Tuesday, August 18th, 2020, on VOD, you've got The Barge People, which I also already watched, and which I already told you that I wasn't a big fan of. What did you think of Becky, horrible protagonist? You're rooting for the Nazis. I like that though. I think we're used to pristine American characters that, aren't flawed and aren't, nuts and aren't, and I like that about that. It felt very foreign in that way. I'll tell you what, right now, if Becky was a foreign film, I don't think you'd feel that way. Like, for some reason, foreign films can have like really shitty protagonists. And I just think that people are okay with that. I mean, I've seen so many movies. I'm trying to remember, what the hell's the name of that movie? The World of Kaneko? Yeah. Watch that movie and tell me you like the protagonist in that film. The protagonist, the main guy, is a piece of shit. He's the anti-hero of anti-heroes. I'm watching that movie and I'm like, there's no way this guy's beating the shit out of his wife. I think he's even raping people. I'm like, dude, no way this guy would get away with this in American cinema. But I like Becky. I like Becky a decent amount. I didn't love it, but I liked it, and I did review it on here. So The Barge People, this is The Hills Have Eyes on a Barge, and nowhere near as good. Wasn't a huge fan of it, but I think for people who like this kind of low-budget cinema and this guy, Charlie Seed's work, I think they dig it. That Spree movie may be very loosely based on a real event where an Uber driver said the app went demonic and caused him to go on a rampage and kill people. At least he didn't get fucking messages from the neighbor's dog, because that has happened for sure. Next up, we have Random Acts of Violence on August 20th, which is a Shudder original. And this is another slasher flick, I think. What are the real consequences when life begins to imitate art? Comic book creator Todd Welke, this one, Tom Welke, his wife Kathy, played by Jordana Brewster, okay, that's cool to see, and assistant Aurora, and his best friend, Hard Caliber Comics owner Ezra, played by, this is the one that's directed by Jay Burchell, however you say that guy's name, who he wrote Goon, if I remember correctly, with Sean William Scott, which is a great hockey movie. I grew up playing ice hockey, and anytime I see a really cool hockey movie like Young Blood, and Goon's a really good one. Slapshot, of course. Slapshot's so fucking funny. They brought their fucking toys. Paul Newman's fucking fantastic in that. What's up, bro? Just got here. What's your most anticipated for August? Hold on. We'll get there. But anyway, where did I leave off? Brave Burchell. Embark upon a road trip from Toronto to New York Comic-Con, and bad things start to happen. That's not very well written. That's okay. People start getting killed. Really? Who the fuck wrote this synopsis? Bad things start to happen. People start getting killed. My kids wrote this synopsis. That's terrible. It soon becomes clear that a crazed fan is using Todd's Slasher Man comic as inspiration for the killings, and as the bodies pile up and Todd's friends and family become victims themselves, Todd will be forced to take artistic responsibility. Not if he's dead. So, I mean, let's worry about surviving, and then he'll have to take artistic responsibility. But yeah, slasher flick, and that is a Shudder original, and it stars Jordana Brewster, and it has Jay Burchell in it, and who directed it, if I remember correctly. I don't know if he directed Goon. You guys know if he directed Goon? What's up, man? Just got here. Did you see the teaser for Terrifier 2? Yes, I did. Very cool, but it's exactly what we expected. Which is good. That's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. That's not a knock. All right, next up, we've got The Unfamiliar, Friday, August 21st. We've got British Army doctor Elizabeth Izzy Cormack returns from war to rekindle her relationship with her estranged family. Izzy notices numerous inexplicable activities in her house that her husband believes are due to her suffering from PTSD as the consequence of war. Izzy militantly pieces the daunting puzzles together to reveal a terrifying invisible enemy that has infested her entire family. In a heroic attempt to save her family, she is pulled into a dark underworld in Hawaii to explore ancient mythology. You can tell the person who wrote that that last synopsis did not write this one. This was way better written. This one looked okay. I'm not 100% on this unfamiliar one, but I'm sure I'll still watch it anyway. Hawaii, yeah, Peter Benevente. I know you're out in Hawaii. There you go. Hometown represent. Are you from Hawaii? Have you lived here your whole life? All right. Antebellum is still slated for an August 21st release. I'm assuming that's, going to be in other countries. So it ain't happening here. Whether or not we'll see a VOD release, I don't know. I know that AMC and Universal just struck that deal where they can release a film on VOD 17 days, I want to say, after release in theaters, which is actually going to kind of be really good for double dipping and cutting down on advertising costs. You can just kind of advertise all at once. So it might really work out. It might save theaters. It might kill them once and for all. And AMC is trying to get ahead of the game here. They're seeing the writing on the wall and they're like, well, we better start making some money in some way because we're not able to open any of our fucking theaters up. So we might as well start taking advantage of the online game. I don't know though. Are they going to be able to compete with an Amazon or something? Are they going to have their own streaming service? I don't know. Hi, Tom T. You don't need to put Tom because I can see your name. Tom T. What's going on? All right. Next up, Ravage, Friday, August 21st. This is a VOD. And this one looks pretty damn good. I'm really looking forward to this one from what the trailer was. Harper, a young nature photographer on assignment in the woods of the Wachatumi? I think I've heard that word before, but I don't know how the fuck to spell that. Valley captures a disturbing event of a man being brutally whipped and beaten in the woods. After reporting the incident to the local sheriff, she is quickly captured by the culprits and taken to an abortion. I thought it was an abortion clinic for a second. I was like, what the fuck? That's not how that trailer played out. An abandoned farm in the woods to be tortured. Due to Harper's experience as a survivalist, she is able to escape, but is on the run and has to quickly outsmart her captors. From what it looks like, this looks like, almost like a rape revenge, except for I don't think she's raped. Maybe even like an Eden Lake, except for this girl's like, badass. She's like the freaking chicken, you're next or something. She looks like a survivalist, so she, it's gonna turn into like revenge or something. Watching Deep Blue Sea 3, I saw that was available. It's okay at best, not enough shark action. That is coming. That's out. Well, it says it's not coming out on DVD till August 25th, but I saw that it was on. I saw it was available to watch. I saw Deep Blue Sea 2, and it was dreadful. So when I saw there was a Deep Blue Sea 3, let's just say my hopes were not high. Although every once in a while, a Butterfly Effect 3 happens, and you're like, that was actually really good. What the fuck? The second one was terrible, and it was like, you would think that the third would be equally terrible, but that was actually a pretty good flick, weirdly. And then, you never know. Because the first Boogeyman, that Boogeyman movie in like 2000s was not good. Then they made a sequel, Boogeyman 2, which is actually really good. R-rated, lots of gore, pretty cool slasher flick. And then the third one's trash. And you're like, trash, really good, trash. So who knows? Exorcist 3, yeah, there's a good one. Exorcist 2's terrible. So, there you go. Laid to Rest franchise. I remember liking the second one more than the first one. Chrome Skull, the second one. It's one I haven't seen in a little while. I do own both, so I wouldn't mind watching it. The second Deep Blue Sea set in South Africa. Oh, I don't remember. I purged that thing from my fucking memory as fast as I could. So yeah, Ravage. Look forward to that one. All right, next up we've got The Pale Door, which is August 21st as well, and this is set in the Old West. Um, the Halloween Kills teaser trailer, you mean extra footage that they probably shot for part one? I doubt that had any fucking involvement with this new movie. But maybe. Who knows? All right, The Pale Door. Any time you set a like a horror movie during the Western times, I'm on board, man. I think that's a completely unexplored territory of horror. Period piece horror in general is not touched upon enough, and that's mostly because of a budgetary issue. But give me cowboys and and horror. That's cool shit right there. The Dalton gang finds shelter in a seemingly uninhabited ghost town after a train robbery goes south. Seeking help for their wounded leader, they are surprised to stumble upon a welcoming brothel in the town square, but the beautiful women who greet them are actually a coven of witches with very sinister plans for the unsuspecting outlaws, and the battle between good and evil is just beginning. Am I excited for The Conjuring 3? Yeah, sure. Yeah, definitely. I'll always look forward to those. All right. And then Deep Blue Sea is getting a DVD release on August 25th. The New Mutants is still slated for August 28th. This is something that I'm really wanting to see. I want to see this fucking movie already. Please just show the damn thing to me. I don't even care if it sucks at this point. I just want to see it. And then somewhere along this month, I don't see anything for it yet, but Into the Dark episode 11 should air at some point, but it doesn't have a release date as of now. Now, if you have movies that you know are coming out this month, please let me know before we get off of here so I can mention them. But for now, that is what I found for August. Shudder has like 3 movies that all look pretty damn good, so I'm looking forward to that. Did I ever see Valentine's? The one with David Boreanaz where like he cries blood or whatever. Yeah, I reviewed it for Valentine's Day a couple years ago. Wish I could recommend anything, but you're so on top of everything horror. You've either done it or I don't know it exists yet. Blah, blah. Yeah, I know. I'm annoying like that. Those descriptions says a lot about the plot. Shiat. Yeah, I agree. I didn't even know that the Coven of Witches thing was in that. I just saw some of the trailer where it was like showed this woman in like a box that they found, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I didn't expect the fucking synopsis to go that deep. Kill List is an awesome movie. I never did it on the channel, but I know people ask for it. Yeah, The Burrowers is a good Western horror. Bone Tomahawk is fantastic. S. Craig Zoller makes great flicks. That was his feature debut as far as a director, and he also made Brawl in Cell Block 99 as well as Dragged Across Concrete. I'm a big fan of all 3, and he even wrote the new Puppet Master, fucking Littlest Reich, which is super fun movie. So yeah. Any word yet on Candyman coming out? Dude, who fucking knows? Like, any theater releases this year, just pretty much throw them away. Bad Moon has become my favorite werewolf movie ever since I watched your video on it. I missed that one when it came out. Thor rules. Absolutely. I think the book that it's based on is actually called Thor. I can't wait to see Run, says Charles Thompson. Run. I don't know if I know that one. Gotta go, dude. See you later. All right, Doug. Thanks, buddy. I talked about the Terrifier 2 trailer on here. Have to go back to work. Skype meeting. Have fun with that, man. We're all doing this shit these days. Whatever we got to do to survive, right? People doing all these Zoom things. I didn't even know that. I've not done a review of Dog Soldiers, but I've been asked to do it a bunch. People just keep asking for werewolf movies lately. It must be late where you are. It is 1:30 in the morning. I'm going to watch one more movie and call it a night right after this. Deep Blue Sea 3. I really don't want to watch it. So, yeah, I'll wrap this up here in a minute. If you got any more questions, throw them out quick. If you had a choice for a new versus horror movie, oh God, versus movies. Okay, I've mentioned this on the channel before, and it's probably too late for this, but if I was going to make a crossover movie, and I talked about this years ago on the channel, but I'm still sticking with this. I think that it would have been super cool to have a crossover of Saw and The Collector. Both have Marcus Dunstan and Patrick Melton already involved. I know that The Collector was already a treatment for a Saw prequel that they had written, and then they just kind of turned it into The Collector. So if you could make it where Jigsaw had The Collector as his apprentice, and then they kind of had a falling out or whatever, and then you could show how he trained him, and you could see this like prequel crossover, or even like a further down the road crossover or something. The Collector and Saw could exist in the same universe, and if you could have made, I don't know if I'd want to see like, John Kramer versus the Collector or something. Like, to me, I don't know about that, but a crossover where you see that the Collector franchise crosses over, that would be pretty damn cool. I mean, imagine if in Spiral, the Book of Saw, the Collector showed up as one of the villains or something. I mean, I don't know if it would work, but it just seems like it'd be a really cool idea. If you want to cross over some movies, I feel like those very much could exist within the same universe. I don't know. The whole idea of like, Chucky versus Leprechaun or any of that kind of stuff, it just doesn't really have much appeal to me. Like seeing two titans go at it, it doesn't do anything. Review for Darkness Falls. I've not done one. Peter. Is that who said that? Yeah, Peter. The first Collector was so fucking good. I agree. I like the, the collection a lot. And the Collected, the third one, is being filmed right now, but with COVID, who knows? I mean, that's just it with with the COVID thing. It's just like, you never know, man. You just don't know what's going to happen right now. You don't know when productions are going to get shut down. You don't know when movies are going to get pushed. You don't know anything. And it's a damn shame. What do you think Eli Roth's best movie is? Hostel 2. Yeah. I'm a big fan of Hostel 2. I know a lot of people hate it, but a lot of people hate every fucking Eli Roth movie, so there you go. Imagine there is a Blair Witch Project 3. Is that a statement or a question? Because there is a Blair Witch 3. You mean like a Blair Witch that takes like a fourth Blair Witch? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, I mean, I would love to see that original idea that Eduardo Sanchez and Merrick had on a like prequel is set in the 1700s. I would love to see that, Ellie Kedward's story or something. I would definitely watch the shit out of that. But yeah, give me another Blair Witch movie, whatever it is. I'm sure I'll be there. But I'm a big fan of all three. So yeah, I mean, so far this franchise hasn't steered me wrong, and I just realized I'm wearing the shirt. That's probably why he brought it up. Scream 5, I'm sure. I mean, if it's, I don't know. I don't care about Scream. So I'll watch it. I'll be there. Did you review Autopsy of Jane Doe? Did I review it? Yeah. I would have reviewed it. Great movie. Brian Cox, Emile Hirsch. Really, really good stuff. Great atmosphere. Such a cool movie. Definitely an overlooked film of the year for sure. Favorite kind of horror, supernatural or grounded in reality? It just depends on the movie. Anything can be well done. So that's all it really comes down to. Yeah, I don't think I have a preference, supernatural or realistic. I don't think that matters, to be honest. Like I watch Saw as if it's realistic, or Silence of the Lambs, or Seven, or something, which are very realistic. And then there's all sorts of unrealistic, The Thing, or even The Shining, or there's so many, and all of these are such heavy hitters. Like Halloween is very realistic, and The Thing is very unrealistic, supernatural. They're both fucking masterpieces. So do I prefer this over this? Not really. Shadow 2009 is a good horror film. Shadow. I don't know if I know that one. American Zombieland was surprisingly good. Is that a title of a movie? American Zombieland, not Zombieland, not like the American Zombieland. This is actually the name of the new one. Some other film. That sounds like a Asylum ripoff. American Zombieland. I got to review Ice Cream Man. That shit's coming soon for sure. I own it. You know, Clint Howard's Ice Cream Man. Love that movie. Another really cool Clint Howard movie that no one ever talks about that has a really cool Blu-ray is what the fuck is the name of that movie? Evil Speak. Evil Speak. Cool flick. Cool flick. A lot of cool decapitations in that movie. Any no ghost movies coming out? Did I mention any ghost movies? I don't think I did. I mean, Conjuring 3, I would assume, has got to be ghost related in some capacity. Not that I'm aware of. Not that I'm aware of. But I'm really looking forward to most everything I talked about here in August. I got to wrap this up pretty quick here because I got to get to a movie. It's 1:38 in the morning, so I'm going to watch one more. Ice Cream Man is so weird and funny. I love it, man. I really do. Evil Speak was Fu Man old school fucking, I don't know, Fu Manchu? Is that what that is? I know as horror fans we enjoy, oh, fun, there you go. We enjoy and have fun with them more when we're getting scared. What was the last movie that actually scared you? Have I seen a movie called The Conspiracy? Yeah, great movie. Good found footage flick. It starts off like Zeitgeist. If you've ever seen Zeitgeist, it very much draws from Zeitgeist. Anyway, and I know Charles has definitely seen that. Fucking conspiracy theories. Charles, I told you, man, conspiracy theories are poison for your brain, bro. Orca's fantastic. I love Orca the Killer Whale. It's such a sad movie. Last movie that really scared me. I don't really get on, you know, the most I get is like uncomfortable or like a little bit nervous. And the fear footage part 2 actually had me fairly nervous at times. There's really tense, cool moments where I was like, oh shit, what's gonna happen? It's cool. But actually scared. The last movie that really fucked me up was Megan is Missing. And I think I watched that in like 2012. So it's been a long time where a movie had a profound effect on me where I was actually like, oh my God, like after the movie or even during the movie. I actually had to pause the movie about halfway through during a certain segment where it just shows pictures of a girl. And I actually had to pause the movie and walk outside because I had like a full-blown panic attack. Because I just started thinking about like, you know, what if my kids were in that situation or something? And I was just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, like, make it stop, make it stop. Really fucked with my head. Really, really fucked with my head. A horror movie cliche you wish would disappear forever. Fake out friend scares, cat scares, fake friends dying. So many. There's so many. There's so many that I'm just like, I can't believe they still do these. I can't believe they still do these to this day. There's so many. Martyrs fucked me up. Yeah, Martyrs is a tough one for sure. I got arrested for protesting on Saturday for telling the cops to stop attacking a pregnant woman. Well, yeah, I know. I read that you went to jail. That's terrible. That's terrible. But good for you for fucking helping. That's what happened. Leprechaun 2, 1994. Are you saying you like that movie? The Leprechaun movies? I did the Leprechaun movies very early on when I was doing this channel. And very, very early on. It was one of the first series I ever did. And going back and revisiting them, I was shocked to find that of the original series, the one I had the most fun with, and I know this is crazy, you already know what I'm going to say, Leprechaun 4 in space. I could not believe it. But I laughed and I had such a good time with that movie. And I always remember that one being terrible. But Leprechaun Returns is easily the best Leprechaun movie for me. The new one by Steve Kostanska or whatever, fucking awesome. Hello, Jose. Pops let me watch Leprechaun when I was 5, only movie that gave me nightmares. I watched Halloween when I was 5. That was the first horror movie I think I saw, and I loved it. Never really suffered from nightmares, honestly. When it comes to nightmares, the only thing I ever really get is like, I get that like I can't punch, like my punches are too slow and I feel like I'm underwater when I'm trying to fight somebody. So I feel very weak. Um, the only time I can ever really remember like a really scary dream, I don't really have them to be honest, but one of the ones that really fucked me up was like a nuclear bomb was coming down on the city and I just had to watch it and there was just no escape. Like I was like, I wanted to run, I wanted to hide, you know. You can't just get in the refrigerator and survive it, you know. In reality, you just kind of got to go, I'm fucked. And I remember just sitting there and watching it in my dream and being like, I'm fucked. And there was no escape. And it was the scariest feeling ever. Jason Goes to Hell was my first. I was 3. Holy shit. In the theater? Who the fuck takes a kid to Jason Goes to Hell at 3 years old in the theater? Your parents are, I'm not going to say what. I can't wait for Killer Clowns from Outer Space too. That's a sci-fi, right? Sci-fi original. Sci-fi channel bought the rights to that. So, but sci-fi's made a lot of really, really good shit lately. We need a Myers in space movie. Very funny. My dad rules. I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm not saying he doesn't. All I'm saying is who takes a kid of 3 years of age to Jason Goes to Hell. That's, yeah. And it's a shit movie too, so there you go. I thought the Paranormal Activity 1 was real at first when I first watched it. It's a good movie. I really enjoyed it in theaters. I heard something about Robert Englund says Freddy in new movies should be gay or trans. I mean, that right there is that kind of thing where I'm never the agenda guy, but for what reason? Like, what purpose does that serve to make him gay in the film? It doesn't serve any purpose to the story, so why bother? Like making a character that isn't, it just doesn't make any sense. It's just stupid to me. It's pointless. I don't even care if they do it. It's just, it seems like it's bogging the film down for no reason. It is shit. Jason Goes to Hell is fucking terrible. But it has its fans, and that's awesome. We need a sequel to Nightmare on Elm Street 2. We need more Jesse in our lives. You, sir, are onto something. What do you think about that, Dad? Don't get me fucking started on Nightmare on Elm Street 2. You guys know how much I love that movie. We need a Chainsaw and Dave spin-off movie. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I wonder what those guys are up to, for sure. Favorite Hellraiser movie? Hellraiser 5, Inferno. Suck it. The documentary Scream Queens was good. I've watched half of it. I don't usually get into documentaries. Not a huge documentary guy, but I'll finish it eventually. Did I read the plot outline for the Texas Chainsaw? That's the new one, right? That they've announced. I have not. Are you sure that it's legit? Because it's so early in its production that who knows? Who knows? I read 1,000 different treatments for for a new Michael Myers movie, for a new Halloween movie. The Marcus Dunson and Patrick Melton one, Halloween Returns, where Michael Myers is on death row, and then these kids break in to watch his execution, and then he breaks out, and then the kids are trapped in a prison with Michael Myers, is the fucking coolest story ever. And oh my God, that would be so much better than 2018. So much better, in my opinion. It's so much more unique and interesting. Do I think Kills is going to be better than Halloween 2018? I hope so. I hope so. I really, really hope so. Do I think it's going to be better? Yes. Yes. I think they're going to learn from their mistakes on this one. Because Blumhouse does pretty damn well with sequels, in my opinion. They learn from a lot of their mistakes, whether it be Annabelle with Annabelle Creation and Annabelle Comes Home, with Ouija and Ouija Origin of Evil. They do make some pretty solid sequels to movies that a lot of people didn't like the first one of. So I do think they take into consideration what people are looking for. In my summation anyways, that's what I've taken from some Blumhouse sequels. Yeah, I mean, I heard it's going to be just a slash-a-thon. So I think I'm going to go, guys. But this was fun. I do like the live videos. Thank you to everybody who stopped by for this. Let me know what you're looking forward to down below. And as I said before, please, if you know of any other films coming out in August of 2020. I used to do these videos every month, and I always enjoyed doing them. But it's so good night, Paul. It's such a hard list to make because there's like you can never find the proper like site that actually has them all listed. You have to like go to every site, look everywhere to find an actual list. It's so fucking annoying. You're welcome, Keaton. I hope they do if bleeds in some form, visual media. If it bleeds. I don't know what that is. It sounds like a line from fucking Predator, though. If it bleeds, we can kill it. Great stuff. All right, guys. Thank you. Let me know, and I'll see you soon. Adios, buddy. Buddies.